Did you know that Šibenik is situated on both sea and the river at the same time? How is it possible? Well, from here, we have excellent view on Šibenik's bridge, under which the Krka River flows, and the view on St. Anthony's Channel, where Krka flows right into the Adriatic Sea. That means that the water here is brackish, a mixture of salty seawater and fresh river water. Shells, especially mussels, really like brackish water because it is full of different plankton, which they feed on. That's why Šibenik mussels are so delicious. Their interesting thing is their color, black from the outside, orange from the inside. They share colors with the main symbol of Šibenik, the famous Šibenik cat. Since we are all talking about the river and the sea, I have something to mention. Two beautiful national parks nearby, Krka and Kornati, both gems of nature in its own way.
Did you know that on the street square Medilic, on the corner of the Dimnic Palace, which today is a King Krashmir Hotel, there is a replica of the first public street lamp with alternating current, dating from 1895. Šibenik was one of the first cities in the world to get a street lamp on alternating current. It happened on the 28th of August, 1895, and that was before London, New York, or Tokyo had it. The person we can thank for that is Ante Šupuk, the major which built the first and the oldest hydroelectric power plant, not only in Croatia, but in Europe as well. The power plant was made on the river Krka. It started functioning just 2 days after the hydroelectric power plant Niagara, and brought Šibenik into a new age. In the past, the people of Šibenik called the electricity Munivo, meaning lightning. Today, the people of Šibenik celebrate and remember this day with the festival Light is Life.
Did you know that Šibenik has very unique and original souvenirs? There are Šibenik cap, Šibenik button, and a Šibenik coin. The Šibenik cap was be bright red, but when it's produced industrially, they make it orange. The cap has characteristic decorations, sworn black thread wool. That is why the orange color is a symbol of Šibenik. In the old days, all Šibenik peasants wore this cap, while gentlemen wore hats. The Šibenik button was one part of traditional costumes, but now is popular as jewelry. Šibenik was first city who made its own money during the Venetian era. It's called bagati. It was mean of payment over 2 centuries. That's why bagatin is original Šibenik souvenir. And least we have a little Šibenik bag when all peasants wore it on a work or when they go on market. And we have a big Šibenik cap here.
Did you know that Šibenik in its time was the largest city in Dalmatia? It was bigger than Split, Zadar, Trogir and Dubrovnik. That's why the old town center is the largest in Dalmatia. In 1847, Šibenik was besieged by the Turks. After a year-long battle, the Turks finally retreated. This was one of the largest battles in the history of Šibenik. Did you know that people of Šibenik always had a great love for animals? You will find the best proof for that while wandering the street of the old part of town. Opposite the Medolic Square on the outside wall of the Life Palace Hotel, you will see two stone containers. What are they made for, you may ask yourselves. There's a tie on the one of them saying Amor di cani, meaning love for dogs. Some say they were made so that dogs could drink from them, and others say they were made to check if dogs had rabies. You see, in fact, dogs have a fear of water, hydrophobia, so they would run away from it. Even today, people fill these containers with water, especially in the summer months, giving the animals something to drink. That's one of the things I love about people in my town. They love for animals.
You know that Kalarga and Masna Street are the longest streets in all part of Šibenik. Let's start with Masna Street. First, Masna on English means fatty, and this street is called fatty because there was a lot of taverns or konobas, places where workers ate dinner and drink wine. Kalarga is similar to the Masna Street, and in Kalarga there were taverns too. But because of the long, Kalarga is named Kalarga, like the old, longest streets in Dalmatian cities. And there were some legends regarding that through the old part of Šibenik, there were some tree branches, and each had a special meaning to it. Juniper tree branch means that you can drink red wine. Olive tree branch means that you can drink white wine. And pine tree branch means that you can drink special opal wine. Both of these streets start near the Poljana, Kalarga ends at St. James Cathedral, and Master Street ends at Gorica Square. Both of these streets used to be a heart of the old town.
Did you know that the St. James Cathedral in Šibenik was being built for over a century? Blueprints for it date back to the 12th century, but it was constructed from the early 15th century to the middle of the 16th. It was placed on UNESCO's World Heritage Site in the year 2000, and for a few reasons. It's made entirely out of stone, and not just any stone, but the best one, from Raj. The stone is all carved so it fits together, almost like Lego bricks. And it also has a line of 74 unique human heads. And the artist, Jure Dalmatinac, didn't want to portray nobles or royalty, but everyday people who were passing by during the building of the cathedral. It's also one of the only buildings in the entirety of Europe that has two styles, the Gothic style and the Renaissance style. Thank you, and that is all about the Šibenik Cathedral.
Did you know that Šibenik is the only city in Croatia with 4 preserved fortresses, each telling a story of defense, unity, and identity? St. Michael's Fortress is the oldest built by the Croats above the old town. It marked the city's beginnings and is still protected by St. Michael, Šibenik's patron saint. His name and image can be found across the city, on churches, streets, and monuments. St. Nicholas Fortress is built by the Venetians in the 16th century, defended Šibenik from sea attacks. It stands at the entrance to St. Anthony Channel and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Did you know it's one of the only 3 preserved sea fortresses in the entire Mediterranean? In the 17th century, with the Ottoman attacks, citizens of all ages, classes, and backgrounds came together to build Barone and St. John fortresses, and they managed to complete it in record time. During the 1647 siege, 20,000 Ottoman soldiers surrounded Šibenik for a month, but the united town people defended it successfully from Barone and St. John fortresses.
Did you know that Šibenik has a history of vampires and werewolves? The story that I'm about to tell you is how the Black Death started here. A long time ago, a wealthy man passed away from the plague. Since the people then didn't know anything about it, they naturally suspected the man was a vampire, or as the people in Šibenik called it, kodlak. When they went to bury him, they pierced his heart with a wooden stick, which caused the infected blood to spew all over everyone around the grave. And that's how the Black Death pandemic started. After that, it didn't go so well for the people of Šibenik, which was then the largest Dalmatian town, the population of 10,000 people. Can you imagine that after the pandemic, only 1,500 people remained?
One of the traditions stuck with us till this day. Nobody in Šibenik gets married in May. Why is that so? According to the legend, a young noblewoman in love with a poor man from the area vowed to go to the convent if the plague stopped. The plague had stopped, and in May she entered the monastery of St. Luce to honor her sacrifice. From that day on, there are no weddings in Šibenik in May.
Did you know the garden of St. Owen was made in a real time? Yes, then it was forgotten for almost 100 years, and after it was renewed and opened for all the tourists in 207. Now imagine being in this beautiful garden, drinking a cup of tea, and make the students of the musical Ivana Lukapić perform in front of you. As you can see, some of the world, there's a lot of medical herbs and other stuff. It's beautiful to look and see. Even the music is beautiful. If you go down the stairs from the Garden of St. Lawrence, then you will come down to this cave, which was made in 1920s. In here is a statue that was made by Giotto. In here, this purpose of this place was for religious people to pray and to lit candles for them. Now, before there was waters, it had 7 slopes that were represented our river Krka and her 7 slopes.
Did you know that in Croatia there is a festival made exclusively for children? It is held every June in Šibenik, and it is called the International Children's Festival. It has a 65-year-old tradition, and it never once stopped performing, not even during the war years when the shows were held inside the shelters to amuse the kids. Performers and groups from all over the world come to Šibenik, and then the whole city becomes one big stage. We strongly believe that June in Šibenik is the best time and place to be a child. The anthem of the festival is called Zdravo Maleni. It's also very popular too.